A good wintry morning to you all from SoCal. We're getting a little rain, cool weather. It's beautiful. It changes, doesn't it? It changes. Kind of leads us into today's thought. As we settle into 2024, goals become aligned with actions. What are we to become this year? You and I, what are we to become? Will we continue on the same path we've been traveling? Or will we have to adapt to some unforeseen surprise? What? What will our routine look like? What's this year's routine going to look like? Over the years, I've become exceedingly convinced that the more we focus on Jesus, the more we become able to adjust to the elements of surprise that life hands us. Because that's what it does. It hands us surprises. For when change happens, either good or bad, we need to remain centered on Him. Today's verse helps us to consider what I'm referring to with this idea I'm presenting. Hear what this verse says from Hebrews, 3rd chapter, 1st verse. New Living Translation says it this way. And so, dear brothers and sisters who belong to God and are partners with those called to heaven, think carefully about this. This Jesus whom we declare to be God's messenger and high priest. Those who are saved by the redeeming act of Jesus have more to consider than just the daily grind, as we often refer to it. Oh, the daily grind. We belong to Him, and He calls us His partner. We declare who He is to us as we traverse through the elements of surprise that we experience. We experience elements of surprise all the time. And how we respond is a very good indicator of our centering on Him. I think it's important for us to realize that being centered on Jesus doesn't always mean that we will do as others think we should. We too are in a stage of growth. You are, I am. We too are becoming the one who will live with Him in heaven. We're becoming that individual. We're not there yet. We're not perfect in our responses, but we're being perfected as we think carefully about Jesus. Crucial to think carefully about this, about Him, about who you are, as these elements of surprises grab us, especially when we've made these goals, these resolutions for this new year. Please remember, just because we're told to be a certain way, doesn't mean that's the way we are to be. Doesn't mean it isn't. Doesn't mean it is. Focusing on Jesus will illuminate how He wants us to be as His ambassadors here on earth. I believe this next statement with all my heart. It is better to please the Master than to try and please everyone else. For when we please the Master, we are on the right path. Hope you're encouraged. I hope your goals for this new year are that which will surprise you how they unfold. Let's pray. Father, I pray for a proper focus for 2024. And I remind everyone, it is to be made new in the attitude of our minds. To be made new. To be renewed continually. That we would find a good focus. And that focus we find is Jesus. I pray this in His holy name. Have a most beautiful middle of the week. Bye-bye.